Welcome to the Gill Show. This is what we've got coming up.
I'd bring it up like, hey, man, you're streaking every time you poop in these toilets. It's not right.
But you learn a lot about how people perceive you. For like 3 years, I got whiskey and barbecue sauce.
And I'm a 4.7. What the fuck?
4.7?
4.7. Why the fuck am I not a 5?
What are you, a serial killer?
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Gill Lane Show. My name is Chris Kanya, and with us, as always, we have Bill Parker. What's going on, Bill?
Hey, Chris, how are you? Tell me right now how you're doing.
Pretty good. Out of breath, though, because I just had to quickly get the studio ready to start the show just now, but pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh. It's good to wait the last minute. Sure.
You got Chris Navalino, a.k.a. Mo. What up, Mo?
What's up, Chris? Got me a fresh cut. Had to make some bullshit conversation with the barber. Have you had this problem?
Hey, can we stay on track with the shit we're supposed to talk about, please?
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Anyway, I'm doing great, Chris. What's up?
Can we please stay on track?
I have to make bullshit small talk with two assholes every week, so I know what you mean.
I thought it would be something we'd relate to here. Yeah.
You were wrong.
Well, you know what I do see a lot from barbers on social media is they're urging people to get their appointments in before the holidays. Like it's this big rush to make sure you are looking good to go to, the people you see every year for the last, 30 years of your life.
I mean, that is a good point. It's something you can't, if you don't go to a barber, you're probably not capable of doing it to yourself, right? I mean, you're extremely dependent on them for this.
That is true.
Don't they...
And I get the booking early because my barber is booked by the end of November for the whole holiday season.
Wow.
You know what's interesting about these services that are like that, like a doctor's office, a barber, anything with an appointment, I guess. Working extra is not even part of the conversation. Like they're like, "Oh, I'm completely booked." It's like, well, why don't you just work till 8 o'clock a couple nights a week? They're like, "Oh, no. I told you I'm booked."
Yeah, no. Add one more hour somewhere. Nope.
It's a you problem.
Yeah.
That's your problem. Or like, especially go ahead. Sorry.
No, as a plumber, that's like not part of you get called. You typically, if you can go, you go. Like I always grew up knowing that. Growing up in a plumbing household, blue collar household. But yeah, appointments, dentists, everything. If they're booked, there's no exceptions. There is no stretching the boundaries of when they work.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. And dentists only work once a day, right?
What time would that be, Bill?
2:30.
They dentists are a great example too, because people have like their health insurance re-ups at the year. So in December, dentists are all people like trying to get shit in because they forgot to make an appointment for that year. So I know it's a lot of scrambling there. And dentists, again, not adding any time at all.
No, definitely not. What's the small talk you're talking about? What happened with you at the barber?
Dentist actually is another good one. You ever have a dentist try to make small talk with you? You're like,
I
can't talk you. And they're like, how was lunch? You're like, what's the matter with you?
You know how it was. It's in my teeth.
You're the one who put this shit in my mouth. I can't answer you. But the barber, you're trapped there. There's nothing in your mouth, stopping you from talking. And you never even met. It's not, back in the day, it was much more common, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it was more common to go to the same barber consistently, right? Now there's a lot more corporate supercuts and great clips and the sports bar one. You got some corporate things, and you never see the same person twice. Now you're stuck there for about a half an hour. You got to make some small talk, and I don't know if I'd rather I just got this haircut. I sat down. The woman was like, "Oh, hey, what's up? Like, haven't seen you done." I'm like, "Ever? I don't even know what you're talking about right now. I've never met you." She's like, "You want to get the usual?" And I was like, "Usual what? I was tempted to fucking let her just go. But then I was like, wait, but I got to walk around like this.
Yeah. Oh, man. If you had a mohawk today,
I would have loved it.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, a U-hawk.
A Momo-hawk.
Damn it. Yeah, there would have been some serious mathematics, some squaring going on there.
Momo-hawk.
A new drop.
The small talk is It's not bad for them to try, right? That's kind of what they're supposed to do, but they should be the best at picking up on cues as to whether or not people want to talk.
100%, Chris. Fucking great point. You're constantly in this situation. You should pick up on when people want to talk or not talk. I'd rather just sit there fucking silent, just get it over with. Like, hurry up, you know?
I've been going to the same barber for like over 5 years. We actually became friends. We talked the whole time I'm in the chair.
Well,
it's good conversation. He's funny.
Your barber's at your wedding. I mean, you're really close with your barber.
Yeah. Yeah, we text all the time. We talk. We really became friends. He's got the same sense of humor we do, you know. So it's hard to find that out in the wild anymore. So
thank you.
You know, and he's actually funny, which is also hard to find in the wild.
Well, you just said it right there. I didn't know which way we were going because I was going to say, well, that's not. I don't think that's the average. You know, that's hard to find. Yeah,
nah, definitely not.
I had the one time there was another lady and she was like, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" Which is a big inroad to a conversation, right? I was like, "Oh, I just kept it very general." I was like, "Look, I work in gambling, you know, It's kind of interesting, whatever." She was like, "Oh my God, I used to have a horrible problem."
Oh, good.
I was like, "Oh," and she's like, "Yeah, I couldn't stop. I was terrible. I had to put there's a thing you could self-exclude yourself from certain gambling activities, which is like, if you go to a physical establishment, you'd be technically on the hook for trespassing if you walk in their building. Self-exclusion, though,
Really?
Yeah. Self-exclusion, meaning you put yourself on that list. If you have disorderly conduct, any kind of casino and or track official can put you on the exclusion list. But if you have a problem, I remember the first time I heard about this, I was like, what gambler would put themselves on I've seen it many times. It happens, and it happens more often than you'd care to. Because, yeah.
Is it permanent? Like, can I be like, all right, I went 5 years clean. I'm going to go get my fix because it's my 40th birthday. Can I take myself off that list and then put it back on, or it's permanent?
No. It's like 3 years, but you cannot come off it beforehand.
Can someone from Overeaters Anonymous put themselves on a list at ShopRite?
This is a similar concept. And you'd think nobody would ever do that, right? You'd be like, what obese person would say, I'm putting myself on the list? And then apparently there would be. I promise you, if that existed, then even though it seems counterintuitive, people would do it. But you'd have a problem on your hands if they built up enough momentum. They're coming right through that front door. There's no list in the world stopping that. But
definitely not the ingredients.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I mean. This is the small talk I'm getting.
What about small talk in an Uber? Like when you get, I think there's a button you can choose or some kind of feature where you can be like, I think it's usually offered in, I don't know, for some reason I don't notice it up here in the boonies, but big cities, if I get an Uber, it's more, I don't know if they move it to the front page or what, but I noticed there's a button that says minimal conversation, no conversation, or full conversation, something like that.
Really?
Wait, you think it moves around? And now you've gotten my attention here.
I could be wrong. I could just not notice it. Yeah, it could be that. But I know there's a feature where you could be like, hey, shut the fuck up when I'm in the Uber.
I just love the concept.
Can I do that at family functions? Before I show up, just hit a button that's like minimal talking, please.
That's what I mean. This concept needs to extend. First of all, one, we just established barbers would be nice if I could make the appointment and be like, can you do me a favor and just put a note that she or he shuts the fuck up the whole time I'm sitting there. But
therapist.
Yeah. You just sit there for an hour, stare at each other.
Staring. It's like the scene in Good Will Hunting when he first shows up there and they just stare at each other for the hour.
Yeah. I like this idea, actually. That's going to be a new form of therapy, silence therapy. I think I got a future in this.
If everything had a rating like Uber did, then maybe those features would exist, like the therapist, the barber, the nail tech, if you're a woman or a man who gets their nails done or whatever, massage, all that stuff, right? I mean, there are ratings in certain ways, like Yelp reviews and, if you go on Facebook and give them a shout out, but there's nothing really official like the Uber rating that could affect your experience with the company and the platform,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your guys' Uber rating, by the way?
I know it's not 5, which is the highest, but it's just under, which is almost as irritating, almost more irritating, I should say.
It's completely irritating because I'm not a 5. And here's what I do when I get an Uber. I'm standing at the curb. They pull up. I give a little wave. Hey, it's me. I open the door. They go, Bill. I go, yes.
You all know
And then we get
Billy.
in. Yeah, right. Which they should. Why are they even asking? Should know. And I sit down, put my seatbelt on, and then I wait for them to engage me in conversation. I'm probably not going to do it first. I'm very cordial. We talk the whole way if they want to. When I get there, when I'm leaving, I say thank you very much. Close the door without slamming it, and I'm a 4.7.
4.7. I don't think.
What the fuck?
4.7.
Am I
I don't think I'm that low.
4.7? Why the fuck am I not
What are
a
you, a
5?
serial killer?
Exactly. I'm like, oh, can I put this in the trunk while we're driving? It's a person. They're like, I'm going to give him a 4. I think I'm going to give him a 4.
That actually had your rating go up somehow.
Yeah. I'm going to ask questions just to be devil's advocate. All right. Because I'm not saying I would give a bad rating for this, but I think I know the general public well enough to know what would offend them enough to give you a shitty rating. So did you poorly tip once or at some point? You're not a bad tipper, so.
Well, yeah, right. Well, that depends. I mean, what's a normal tip for an Uber driver?
Well, I think if you tip at all and tip, the average ride
Well, they give you the options, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it like 1, 3, and 5?
Depending on how far the ride is. I mean, we're not talking about a 40-minute ride here. We're talking about 10 to 15 minutes tops. So, yeah.
Whatever the top option is for any ride, that's what I tip.
And do you tip immediately? Because sometimes late night when I get home after an Uber, I might forget to reopen the app and tip. I'll do it in the morning kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Good point. Yes, usually it's right away. When that little notification pops up, I just stop what I'm doing because I'll forget forever if I don't do it right then.
Well, even if you don't do it right then, the next time you open Uber, it could be 2 weeks later. It prompts you, hey, what about this ride, you fucking dirtbag? And then it makes you tip.
Right. Asshole.
Did you bring food?
Now I feel like I'm in therapy.
Did you bring food in the car? Did you bring and leave food? I'm just trying to think of what these people would be upset about.
Flatulence.
What am I going to do? I'm going to get into an Uber eating a hot dog? What are we doing?
That would put you, dude. That'll put you. You'd be a 3.7.
I get excited when I see a turd.
I mean,
yeah, that's
maybe I farted. Maybe I don't know I farted.
That could be. That could be. Also, the tipping. Chris might be onto something with the tipping. You ever have these people? They look for the tip. You're not even out of the car yet and shit. I had a guy ask me at the airport one time. He had the fucking audacity to ask me. I had my bags in my hand at his trunk. And he's like, I didn't see a tip yet. And I'm like, you're about to see the tip of something, motherfucker. Are you kidding me? I got my bags in my hand. When is this okay? When is it okay to tip? How long do I have to wait? Like, what? I could tip you right now and you could still fuck up.
And here's a good point. Here's a situation that I think anybody watching or listening has been in. If they're typically the one to call the Uber for the relationship or the group, did someone else do something that could have affected your tip when you were on the hook for calling the Uber? I mean, this could drive you nuts.
This is good.
This is good.
This is good. We're getting to the bottom of this because we've been on Yankee trips where we've been drinking heavily and I've called an Uber. So I guess you did something, Chris.
Wait, that's what you concluded from that one question?
Yeah.
This was a confession, wasn't it, Chris?
Wow, we got to the bottom of this. I'm so glad you did this because I feel free now.
A 4.7. I don't even think you can get down to a 4.7 based on one driver's report. Like, I think it takes a couple to get down to 4.7.
Yeah, I'll remind you, we've been on multiple Yankee trips where we've called Ubers. So this would be a good time to bring this up.
Ooh, this is great. I'm so glad you had such a shitty rating.
Mo was there too?
Well, yeah, he was. Mm-hmm.
I was on one of these Uber trips,
though.
And he had the fart angle. Why?
Well, yeah, the ball we wound up in the wire and had to get saved.
Why was farting in an Uber at the tip of his tongue? Maybe it's a confession from him.
Oh, wow.
And he just admitted he doesn't tip. When the airport guy dropped him off, he admitted he doesn't tip.
Well, I hadn't tipped yet, but first of all, Baltimore, when he was going through the wire, I didn't fart. I shit my pants. Where does that leave your fucking rating? I didn't even remember that.
You dropped the mud.
That fucking the wrong side of Baltimore, Steve. They'll change the most hardened man, won't it?
I'll never forget
that. Not that I am the most hardened man, just for the record. But.
Yeah. This is great because I feel like I've now done nothing wrong and I could blame it on my friends.
Indication.
Whoa.
So
Easy with the
great
F word.
to be able to do that.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. It's the other F word.
I'm glad I had you call those Ubers because I'm 5.0, baby. I'm
What?
top of the
You're not a
I'm top of the
5.0.
heap.
There's no way.
When do you even Uber?
You're shitting in Ubers.
Yeah, when do you even Uber? You don't.
Oh, now it's not enough for you
Yeah.
people? Now my frequency's not enough?
Well, it's based on.
Yeah, when's the last time you Ubered anywhere?
5.0.
Come on. All right, that's
I'll
AI.
text it to you. You can get a nice graphic.
How many rides? Do you know how many rides you've taken? How does that? Can you even tell?
I'm 20. I'll ballpark it for you. Let's say 20 in my lifetime.
20, that's
Yeah.
it?
20.
Admittedly, not much. I don't look. It's more for drinkers. You know,
Or if you go anywhere to visit, like another city, right?
Mhm.
I guess you don't do that much.
not really. No. Plus, I like to drive if I
No.
go places like. If I can drive, like Virginia was an easy drive for me. I'm not flying there. I like to have the car. You know what I mean? So I don't fly
Virginia's
much.
not really an Uber place either.
Well, I mean, if I flew, I guess somewhere, I'd have to Uber more. That's
Yeah.
what I'm getting at, because like renting a car is kind of cumbersome of an activity, especially if you're trying to like decompress. I don't know. So good point, Bill. I don't fly as often, but yeah, 20. I don't know, about 20 in my lifetime of my Uber account.
Well, we're in December of
I don't know if
2023.
that's relevant.
When's the last time you Ubered? We're here in December 2023, just in case people.
Good question.
When's the last time you Ubered?
Oh, like 10 months ago. It was early in the year. What is it? December? You said that was earlier this year.
You have the app right there in front of you.
While you're looking,
I can
Uber's
even-
very
you know
different.
what?
You know what? Now I'm seeing why my rating's so low. You don't follow instruction well.
Yeah.
When you're in an Uber ride, that's mine.
And when we're on
You
the
want to
Yankee
see my
trip,
last
Mo was-
trip? It doesn't have the date, but hold on. Look at that address.
Wow.
Hey,
You
Ghislaine.
know,
Well, hit that.
let's
It'll
see.
tell you.
400
I just
Hit
want to
that.
get back
That's-
to that. Is that the date? Is that the date?
5.
What day is that? What day is that? What is that? May 5 what? Oh, 5.0. Perfection. Oh, now
I
it's
don't know
trying
who
to
you're
send
paying
me.
off to get that kind of rating.
I think I
It's
just
like
ordered one
rating
to
like-
Gill Lane.
It's like, oh baby, no show's
Here's
gonna
the rating.
Yep, no show's gonna take you down for 5.
he might leave the show and get in his car just to go there to get picked up
Cancel.
to keep the rating up.
He's on a shaky cell phone for the rest of the episode.
Oh, see ya. Oh, that's good.
Shit.
Chris, what are you? What's your rating?
496. I'm a 496.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Dude, you're so. Oh man.
How am I at
That's what
4.7
I'm-
when you fucking scumbags are almost
4.7.
496.
Man. The fuck. I gotta say, and plus, by the way, Bill, 496, if he's getting numbers into the hundredths, he's using it a lot. So he's got a high rating.
I wish I should.
I don't even
I'm
understand.
surprised you can't tell how many rides you've had.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I hope it's. I just figured I was completely unsavvy with the app. I'm like, I don't know how to get to any of this shit. Should
Yeah,
have a
but like, if-
history with a total easily accessible. But if you're got a 496 and you're not even in the 49, man, you're using that shit a lot. So that's a high.
Well,
that's
that's what
an
I
even
mean.
higher rating.
That's what I mean. To get down to 4.7, you've had to have multiple experiences where people rated you poorly. Did you? Okay. Did you leave them waiting? Maybe. Did you leave them waiting when you called Uber, and or did someone you were with, or? Because like when I call an Uber and it's time to like, and they're like 3 minutes away. I go to my wife. I'm like, come, let's go. They're like, oh, is the Uber here? I'm like,
That's how I am
it's
too.
Oh, yeah.
not here, but when it is here, you're not going to be ready or have a sense of urgency. So let's get out there. It's an
Right.
age old argument.
That's how I am too.
I'm sure
Yeah, did you ever not
people living
make
in
the beginning?
caves. Yeah, people living in caves had to wait on their wives. They're like,
Okay.
the leopard is going to run away, and we're not going to have food for the winter. Like, but is the leopard even here yet? Like, you know,
Honey, you know the leopard's always late. Why do you got to bother me like this?
You know he's probably going to take a cat snooze. Okay,
Yeah.
there's really no rush.
A leopard nap.
Can I delete my entire account and start again at 5?
ooh, well, I don't remember how to set up an account. Do you have to do your driver's license or something to show your identification? Because if not, then it's just an email. Who cares?
Well, I know what I'm doing right after the show is I'm contacting Uber support, and I want to get to the fucking bottom of why I'm a 4.7.
I guarantee next time we all go somewhere, Bill's going to be like, "Yeah, I'll call a Lyft." He's completely off the app.
I'm like, "Hey, I got a private car service for us."
Wait, we're all renting a car, right?
We're just going to the bar.
When did Uber start with the pink neon mustache? Oh.
Yeah, a lot of people probably driving.
I'm fucking furious.
A lot of people are probably driving ride shares, making money for holidays because it's holiday. It's a holiday season time.
Oh, yeah.
Holiday shopping is to be done. It's not cheap to buy for Christmas, especially if you have a circumstance where you have to buy for a lot of people. Do you get asked what you want for Christmas by anybody in your life as an adult?
Never.
No.
I don't even have people in my life. That's the problem.
You look like that fits the yeah. No,
you look.
I have a kid.
Like
Once you have a kid, nobody ever asks you again. I don't think they were.
You
asking
look like
at that point.
Maybe that's why he has a 5-star rating because he sounds like the driver.
Yeah.
They think his name is Mohammed.
I'm Mohammed. Hi, I'm Mohammed. Where to? And they're like, it says it in the app, you asshole. Oh, okay. I got you. Okay. So, where do you work?
Wow, that's a nice job. What kind of car do you drive? Yeah. So I get asked what I want for Christmas, and it's just uncomfortable for me. I mean, I stopped getting asked what I want for Christmas from like my family when I was like 16.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
did they give you a noogie
Did you have an
after
answer?
they ask you? There you go, you son of a bitch. Get out of here. We'll get you that fire truck.
I didn't know how to answer. I mean, what would if you were asked what
that's a weird
what you wanted
question.
for Christmas? That let's say because it's my in-law family, like the sister-in-laws and my wife's
That'd be
parents and
nice.
stuff, which is very, very nice. But I know also
That's
I also
very
know
nice.
what they're not asking. Like, do you want a new iPad or do you want like this extravagant? It's a $20 to $35 gift maybe. So if you were asked what you would want in that criteria, how would you even answer? It's
And who's asking me?
yeah,
In-laws?
say your wife's sister asked you, well, what do you want for Christmas? I'm buying gifts for everyone this year.
Okay. Oh man, I don't even.
It's a surprising,
Jeez.
it's a
That's
surprisingly
rough.
odd question.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's weird because no one's asked me what I want for forever. We don't. My wife and I don't exchange. We'll go on vacation and that's it. Like we don't do gifts. So, man,
I know it's a
Get Bill an
puzzling.
Uber,
Sega Genesis
Uber
probably
gift card. Yeah, Genesis.
a 5-star
Yeah,
rating.
a fucking at least 4.8.
You have any pullover at Uber Inc?
All you need is like 100 more rides at 5.0 and you'll maybe get to 4.8.
You know what? Not to go backwards, but that's a good idea, Bill. Why don't you just start taking a ride to like the grocery store and just overdoing it as the passenger and get your rating up?
I'll get you that for
My,
Christmas.
my rating goes down because like this guy did not shut the fuck up about anything.
Or Mo can sign up as a driver. You request a ride, Mo accepts it, and you do that 10 or 12 times. And then Mo gives you a 5-star every time, and boom, you're back in the A+ zone.
Yep.
Here's the best part about that. You think I can trust him to give me
Yeah.
a 5-star
I was like,
rating.
let's do it.
He's going to give me a 1
Yeah.
each time.
Recap.
I was
in a
like,
week.
let's do it. I can't wait.
We recap in a week, you're
You're
both at like a
done.
3-2. Like, what the hell happened?
No. That's true. I would get it reciprocated. We're not even on the app anymore in a week. You're like, oh, what's your rating now? And I'm like, I'm banned. Yeah.
You know, last Christmas we actually did exchange a gift. We had like one gift apiece, and she asked me what I wanted, and I asked for Quentin Tarantino's book, and that's it. So maybe a book, sure. I mean, I don't know.
Call of Duty.
Did you have it? I'm sorry. Did you have an answer for this question?
Mo just kind of said it, but it's weird to ask for this. Gift card is obviously a go-to. But
right.
Amazon gift card, I guess. I don't know. Like when they
might as well just give you cash.
When it was left up to just them, it's funny when you're in this situation, you learn a lot about what people think of you, right? So new to the family over the last 7-8 years. Obviously, we got married this past June, so it's established. You know, the traditions are kind of I'm part of their tradition now. So, but in the first couple of years, I would show up and they'd get me something to make me feel, you know, welcome. So I'm not just sitting around everybody else's opening gifts, which I wouldn't care, but they're just nice people, you know?
Yeah.
But you learn a lot about how people perceive you. For like 3 years, I got whiskey and barbecue sauce.
Oh, wow.
That sounds
everyone. Awesome. You
so
can't
much
go
barbecue
wrong there.
sauce.
So much barbecue sauce.
What kind of
Stuff
barbecue
you've never
sauce?
even heard of.
Like Sweet Baby Ray's?
Like it's a box set of like, oh, here's the spicy one, here's the mustardy one. I still have this like, which you guys come up here. It looks like a store. Like it's just.
Well, I was gonna say it's got to be like that boutique because they got like special hot sauces, barbecue sauce. You could do it with any of these things, like even popcorn. Somebody gave me at work one year boutique like popcorn set.
It's in a big tin and it's
it was like,
separated.
ooh, you wanna?
Yeah.
This is cheddar cheese in a shaker.
Yeah.
Wow. I thought, but you do get to learn. Like 3 years in a row, my in-laws, they got me just deodorant. I was like, oh,
well,
yeah,
that's good. That's a
but
good
again,
one
you
for
learn how people perceive. Because you're like, oh, this is nice, and then a couple of days later, you're like, wait, why do they think that I would love something like barbecue sauce or deodorant?
Why do I love yeah, I like how whiskey's a good one though, because I've had people get me alcohol too, and I'll be like, oh, and somebody else will notice and that knows me better, and they'll be like, oh, you don't even drink, and I'm like, yeah, I guess I come off as a alcoholic. Is that what is that the vibe I'm exuding?
With the rants? Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, you go from like volume 2 to volume 11, like Trump. You're talking about like breakfast cereals. I probably pin you as an alcoholic. Rage issues, stuff like that.
Maybe I'd ask for breakfast cereals.
Ooh, breakfast cereal's good. If they just give you a MAGA hat, you know, maybe they think, you know. You're right.
Or they really don't like
odd.
you. They give you a jar of Moe's homemade sauce. They're like,
yeah.
Here's some mediocre sauce.
Mediocre.
Oh, mediocre. Who? That's like yodeling.
No,
it's not. I'm
starving. No.
That's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious.
Mo, is your sauce like? How does it get finished? Is it like velvety red, or is it the same consistency? Is it chunky? Because we were talking about sauce this past weekend,
chunky.
obviously. Actually, about everybody's different take on Sunday sauce. Chunky?
Chunky, absolutely not chunky. It should be smooth, but it can't be too thin. It's got to hold to the fucking pasta. You know what I'm saying? I mean, pasta has the starch in it already, so it's halfway there. But nothing worse. Let's take ravioli, for example, because it's got a nice wide flat surface, right? So you cut a ravioli in half and you fork in one half, you pull it up. If it comes up just the ravioli and there's still just all the sauces on the plate, what have you done for me? Nothing.
Right.
You've done nothing for me. It better be thick enough to stick to the thing. Now, ideally, I cook it for days, and it's not even. It'll be the darker the better. Brown, like dark.
Wow. Okay.
Deep in the reds. Yeah, and it's.
So
it'll change your
how
life.
intense is it to cook sauce for days? Do you have to like stir it twice, and you're like, oh wow,
No, thousands of times. I mean, you. If you don't stop stirring that son of a bitch, here, I'll give all the non-Italians out there that love the old day, you'd stir the sauce because they saw Goodfellas and shit. There's a reason for that. Like, it'll all burn on the bottom of the fucking pot. That's why I when I was a kid, I said they should make a thing that just like kind of lays over the top of the pot and has a little motor. And it could just stir the sauce.
Why don't they have that?
I mean, now that we probably talked about it, I'm sure there's some weird website. But when we were kids and there wasn't the World Wide Web to have access to, I promise you weren't getting your hands on that.
So the entire
you need to stir it all the fucking time.
So the anchor of your culinary culture of being an Italian is a wooden spoon rotating for 2 days. That's it. That's all it takes to come up with this amazing creation.
I just obsoletized my entire nationality. Yes.
Look, when me and Mo lived together, he would make this sauce for a week, and it was fucking delicious. Yeah. Delicious.
It certainly doesn't get worse the more you cook it. I promise you that.
That's a good point.
But again, it's still only sauce, right? It's not like...
Take it easy. Keep it fun. This is the YouTube, not the Patreon. All right.
As an asshole. It's only a small ceiling. We've done this before, but I just don't understand the obsession. I understand like Sunday sauce, that's tradition, see the family, stuff like that. But talk about sauce like it's space travel. They're like, it's the most miraculous thing I've ever been experienced.
You guys have chicken wings. It's chicken wings.
But it's
right?
significantly better than, but it's still only chicken wings. I'm with you.
Oh. Yeah, but it's significantly better.
Oh, you're the ones up there, you're saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I mean,
so there you go, right?
Look, I'm sure it's not only Italian. Italians, every aspect of the food. Like if you find somebody who's making the pasta, you got the flour, the egg, the fork, you're just slowly making the pot. Like every element the bread. You know how much time is spent on just the bread, which is something a restaurant just gives away for free. Most places, they just get a loaf of bread from the local bakery, slap it on the table, give you a butter in a little gold foil wrapped, rectangular prism, Every single aspect needs to be curated. If you want to, why not have a good time eating? Enjoy every element of it,
Mm-hmm.
I like to enjoy things. I enjoy a nice shit. You get on the toilet, you get a good evacuation, man. You're fucking,
I mean, it's
walking on air
brown,
out of that fucking toilet.
It curates for days. It's stirring. It's velvety. I mean, it kind of reminds me of, I don't know, your sauce.
That's exactly how I like my shits. Oh, you're talking about the sauce. It's stirring.
Yeah.
Jarring. Jars are involved. Jarring.
Chunks of meat.
It's shit. You ever hear these people with courtesy chunks of meat in there? People need a courtesy flush. I need a courtesy fucking plumbing rough. That's what I need. You got to take the whole wall out.
Speaking of
halfway through, and then I finish.
Speaking of taking a shit in the holidays, is there an established bathroom when you go to a holiday party for shit taking? Whether it's your family or friends or whatever. Maybe people listening are going to a significant other's family's house for the first time this year. Does that, as a man who obviously men have to probably, I know women take shits, but ours are way worse. So they probably talk about. You're kind of thinking about it. Like if I was to go over a girl's house for the first time this holiday season, I'd be trying to plan to not have to shit, or be kind of nervous about where I'd have to go in their household that I've never been to with the strangers that I'll be eating with.
Yeah. I'm not a public shitter. I don't have to go in public. I go at home once every day, and then I'm fine. I don't have to ever worry about that. Only time I do shit in public, pretty much, is when I'm at the airport early in the morning to go somewhere, and then I drop some heat there, come out. There's a big line of people looking upset at you because you took so long. It's like, sorry, dude, just got here first. All right, maybe you should get to the airport a little quicker next time. You don't have to stand in this line. All right, guy?
Is that you don't want to shit in the little teeny bathroom on the plane, I'm assuming?
I could barely piss in that bathroom.
Also,
I told you this.
Can you imagine the density?
I moonwalk out of there when I'm done. I can't even turn around.
And you back out. It's so tiny. Imagine the density of the shit molecules in the air of that smell. It's going to smell even worse.
Shit molecules.
You'll be able to see it.
That's such that poop in the air is just a funny thing to think about. Like, just floating.
Well, that's what you're smelling. You're not smelling imaginary particulate shit. And the funny thing is, I just saw a thing where they caught somebody found a hidden camera in an airplane bathroom.
Ugh.
I saw like a news thing on like,
what?
Yeah. And I was like, what are people doing? What are you looking for? What is this camera exposing?
How'd they even get it in there?
But how do they get it back?
Anyway, I thought that was interesting.
Unless they work on the plane, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
But
Can I
Go
wait?
ahead.
Can I ask you guys a question? I used to work with a guy. You know, we do blue collar work in people's houses, and he would shit in their bathroom like almost every day. He's like, I got, you know, after his coffee, he's got to shit.
my God.
But it would constantly be streaks in the toilet, right? So eventually, I'd go and pee, and then I felt it was upon me to clean the streaks because I don't want them thinking I streaked up the toilet.
Last one out.
You ever had this problem? Like, why aren't people cleaning their own streaks? What are we doing?
Yeah. First of all, rough even shitting at the
Oh
customer's
yeah, there's
house.
I had a problem with this
Yeah,
on the
so
first lap. Like there's so much wrong with this. There's so much wrong with this.
Yeah.
No way.
I never do that.
What? Oh, and they're home?
Only pure and the actual emergency.
Yes.
If it, I mean, it has
Right.
to be an emergency. And then, like you said, Bill, I'm probably like using your cleaning supplies under the sink to make sure this thing is like way over back to like it's cleaner than when I walked in because this is crazy.
They're like,
I mean, there's money on the fucking
But I would
line
bring
here.
this up. I'd bring it up like, hey, man, you're streaking every time you poop in these toilets. It's not right. And he's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You're
That's
like,
insane.
every time you walk out of the customer's bathroom, it looks like one of those fucking Camaros with racing stripes. The fucking toilet. Like, not okay.
You know,
And then, like you said, if you're the next one in, you're getting blamed for
but
everything.
on that note, when
Yes.
I shit and like I get out, like if I'm at a restaurant and I get out and another man who's like my size, maybe a big guy walks in, I'm like, because now I don't care if he smells it. Now the 90-pound girl that goes in
Yeah.
after him is no matter what, it's on him. It's always the last one to touch it who's going to get the blame, which is funny
Definitely.
because like
Right.
1000%.
you always think
Yep.
it's the guy before or the the person before. But
I've been at work where I've walked in, it smelled so bad, I just walk right out. So anybody that saw me near it knows I didn't go in there. I'm not taking the fucking fall on this one. Mm-mm.
I
Yeah,
hear you.
I'll just shit my pants in my office. I don't care. Fuck you.
Or the Uber.
Or the Uber. Hopefully, you shit your pants in an Uber, your rating goes up, Bill. That's how bad you're at. But yet but people always have not always, but a lot of times you'll go to these people's houses and then like you'll be like, oh yeah, I need to use the bathroom. And they're like, the bathroom for you people down in the basement. Take a left, go around. Or upstairs is a big one. No, go upstairs. So now, okay, thanks, because now I don't know what door it is. I'm in your bedroom. Like, we don't even know each other. We're at a level here that I don't even have with my wife. You know what I mean? Like, you're wandering around some not stranger. You're wandering around some strange house. Or it's the opposite. Like my in-laws, we're not technically married, but my in-laws, I remember one of the first times I was there, it's like their house is enormous. It's out in Pennsylvania. It's just gigantic. And I remember the first time, I'm like, oh, where's the bathroom? They're like, oh, it's right there. We're in the kitchen. It's like in the kitchen.
it's like just take the
I was like, it's 10 feet from the dining room table
just move
here.
the crock pot and just
you want me to
could
go in
use
there?
it. Just move the crock pot to the side and just take your time.
Yeah. Yeah. Just use the crock pot. We'll call it the crack pot. I mean, in the kitchen,
Oof.
I was mortified.
No,
Too much?
that can't happen. You got to be far away
Yep.
from
Far
action.
away. I'd rather wander into your
There's
bedroom
nothing
by
worse
accident.
than shitting and you hear conversations outside the door.
Oh my God, yeah.
Um,
And then the whole time you're just in a panic while you're shitting. You're like trying to back to the courtesy flush. Like a molecule comes out and you're like, goo-goosh, let's hurry up.
oh man, that's another thing when they hear you flush twice, like that. Right
Oh.
when you flush to, because if you
know.
can time it right, I don't know how everybody shits, but if I can time it right, I can get it out and flush at the same time, and most of it's gone. Like I try to beat the smell. It never works perfectly, but that's my theory when I'm panicking. But then if there's still a little bit
applaud
to
the
go,
effort.
you're like, oh God, I have a second flush. They're gonna think I was in here, filling the.
Yeah. Maybe I could finish
You
in the
shit
shower.
in the duration of a toilet flushing?
Depends what kind it is. If I know if I have that pain where I'm like, I can't, if I walk up to,
Oh, you meant-
if I walk up, it blasts. If it's going to blast out, I kind of make the flush at the same time or try to.
I'm not
It's
sure
probably,
that's healthy.
it definitely isn't working.
I am. Yeah.
Neither is anything
I
I'm
am
doing. So.
type of shitter. It looks like the frosty machine's running out. Like it's not the. So it's not. It's never. It's gonna take a bit. you know, like, so, I don't, that's crazy to me that you can shit and flush at the same time and it'd be gone.
It depends again how the last 3 days went, health wise, diet wise, stuff like that. But yeah, that changes it completely. But so this is one benefit of being growing up. I envy the Leave It to Beaver kind of households where I'm like, wow, you know, mom's there, dad comes home from work, and they're all proper. How was your day? I'm like, well, that's like the real American traditional family way to live and act. You know, we say grace and all this other stuff. There's part of me that envied that because I didn't come from that household. I came from that, you know, stepdad's walking around in his underwear. This one's saying racial slurs. You know, if you're lucky. This one's cursing at children. You know, that kind of household. But the benefit of coming from that household is you can make that announcement and be like, hey, number 2 bathrooms upstairs to the left. Powder room is right here. Everybody have a good time. Like you can have that. You don't have to have that barrier. You know, it's not that uncomfortable to say shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah. People don't want to talk about shit.
Yeah. Like
even though we talked about it for the last 15 minutes on our show. You know, I get excited when I see a turd. You know,
I get excited when I see a turd.
There you go.
Ask her where she used the bathroom at the holidays.
She's like, right in my living room, please.
She'd be like,
I have a business
to run here.
Yeah,
you gonna flush?
Seriously, a bathroom.
She's like, you used the fucking bathroom? Fuck is wrong with you,
man? What an asshole! I distinctly told him if you got to drop a Michael Bublé, use the bucket.
Actually, I want to use the Tupperware because I want to put a lid in it. I want to keep your shit fresh. Okay.
Well, that almost went from laughter to throw up real fast.
We're gonna get to
she doesn't have like a bathroom.
It is the holidays. Use the bucket upstairs.
She bases where you're gonna go take a shit on profit margins. She's like, Q4 shits are over there. Q2's over here.
Yeah. It's like rotating casks at the McAllen factory.
And I get excited when I see a turd.
Those are aged from last year, so we're going to need you to go into the yard 50 yards away. Remember the things always shit a second time 50 yards away?
Wait, you got to take a shit? Let me get my tape measure.
Hang on. Oh, good. I didn't get 6:30 in yet. Okay, here, take this in there with you. And shit right after the 6. Thank you.
Just squat right over this between the 7 and the 5.
Throughout the dinner, someone's like,
right there.
Like, what can I get you tonight? It's like, hey, Carl, you got to take a shit later. Yeah. It's like, I'll take the steak and lobster. Like we got some money to spend.
Yeah. Gonna be some money in the kitty later. Okay. I have the surf and turf.
In the kitty later or the kitty litter? Surf and turf. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
The surf and turd.
Oh. I almost did it again.
That's great. I'm
gonna
get
throw
you.
up on
How many
this show.
times I'm gonna get you?
Hey, we're gonna have we'll make it Taco Tuesday, and y'all gonna get some Christmas bonuses after this batch.
Well, I know how much you all love Taco Turds Day. So you're gonna have the holiday party on a Thursday.
Oh,
I can't. It's hard to speak while you're almost throwing
that's
up.
That's it for this episode, by the way. We're done. Uber and shits. This is, come on. You commit almost an hour to the show every week, and that's why right there.
That's that's goddamn
ironically, right. Bill's Uber rating is shit. So kind of a beautiful thing.
Oh, come on.
Just to bring it all around full circle.
If you're saying, wow, that's it. Well, it's not it, because we do a Patreon. Do a Patreon. We're going to head over right now and finish up. We have a lot to talk about. We want to recap our bets that we make on football, Thursday Night Football every week. We have that. A familiar voice and face to the show is taking a stand on political correctness. You might know who
chewing on it, sucking on it.
We're talking about there.
Oh, no. God damn.
Does she talk about meat at all?
Come over to Patreon and see.
Who
Of
knows?
course, come over to Patreon and see. Patreon.com/The Gill Lane Show. Thank you for being with us. Anything else, gentlemen?
Yeah, I just got new rating in from Mover. Apparently, I'm a 143.
That's what I left you.
When I get excited when I see a turd.
You cocksucker.